It's reality TV, y'all. What else can I say? You know, if you don't want your moment to be stolen by someone, keep your mouth shut. Especially if you're off the show. You know, but I find it a very reality TV ish. It's just crazy. Anyway, let's go back in.
You know that Natasha has been on my channel and has been on other channels and stated that she did not tell the producers. She's saying it was not her. Period.
Well, a couple of and female cast members had confirmed at that point. And again, not that it excuses my behavior at all, but y'all gonna kill me for this. I wasn't the first one to say it. This took place in the ladies' lounge. But again, I guess L for the whole team. I'll
By
just leave it at
bringing
that.
it up to him on film. I mean, on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
they
it was
didn't.
filmed other times too,
That's what I
but they
mean. But
just
they
chose
only
to.
showed you yours and Tony's, so it made it look like the first time that it was shown was when you were talking to him about it. Oh shoot!
I mean, they
Child.
did a really great job at painting me as the villain. So, I mean, again, you just gotta have some thick skin. That doesn't take away from what I said, though. I'm wrong. I'm not making excuses. I just want to kind of give y'all a little context of where that came from.
But
But definitely not making excuses. I would never do that.
Mm, mm, mm.
Reality TV.
Jeffrey, do you regret being that affectionate with Andre on camera during filming?
no, it's a weird. No, we're grown as hell. Everybody's in their 30s and 40s. Like, no, we really were connecting. I mean, you guys again only get a few minutes, so we really were focusing on our spiritual connection together. So that was our physical. What you guys see, that is as far as it went. Like, that's why he got the title biblical husband, because there's so many reasons for that. But yeah, like we were practicing, focusing on true love that doesn't involve the regular like way you meet, you date, people mess around. That was not the thing with me and Trey. Of course, I don't regret it. No, that's weird. We're grown.
Morgan, when addressing Marcia at the reunion and calling her a distraction, do you wish you would have used like a different choice of words?
Um, I feel like that I've been painted to be this, mean girl. So it's easy to.
You've been painted to be a mean girl. This is all you're doing, Morgan. This is all you're doing. You know, if I'm being honest, we didn't really get to see you be anything other than a mean girl. Are you telling me they chopped out all of the good parts of you? Every time you open your mouth is something negative. Editing ain't that good. Like they say, editors can only use what you give them. And you gave them a whole lot of material to so-called paint you as a mean girl. Or you're just a mean girl. There's no painting. There's no making you, no doctoring up things. Could be you're just a mean girl. Now, with mean girls, are they mean 24/7? No. They can lighten the mood sometimes. They can laugh sometimes. They can joke sometimes. They could be vulnerable sometimes. But they always fall back into that mean girl spirit. Nobody is one thing all the time. But when you're that the most, It shows. You know why Sue Ann was not painted as a mean girl? It's because she wasn't. They had no material to make her a mean girl. Same thing with Cynthia. She wasn't a mean girl. They had no material to make her a mean girl. They can only use what you give them. And what you gave them is your true self, a mean girl. Let's continue.
To look at me and think that I'm saying something mean. But as I just stated a few minutes ago, I'm a realist.
Period.
I'm getting a lot of, oh, you could have said a different word. So now y'all want me to reword it. Like, it's literally the definition of a distraction. I didn't mean to demean her. I wasn't putting her down. I even said, like, no shade. I don't know what else you want me to call it. The definition of a distraction is something that takes your attention away from something else. So yeah. I didn't say that you're a distraction, like, you're a nobody. I'm just like, and I even elaborated on it. But again, y'all don't see this in camera. Yeah. I said Jeffrey had Andre and Mark Anthony. Mercedes had Mark Anthony and I don't know, Anthony. Cynthia had Anthony and Andre. Everyone had distractions. I said all this. So baby, I don't mean it to disrespect you, but I was the only one there, guys, that had nobody to divert these men's attention from me. And that was hard. So I just think she wanted a moment, which is why I said, why are you still talking? Like, I made it very clear that I wasn't trying to offend her. But I think she just wanted a moment. So, what other word did you guys want me to use if it wasn't a distraction? You want me to sugarcoat it for you? You make it sound sweeter? I don't know how to do that. I call a spade a spade.
You know what? A roadblock is better. A roadblock. Because whatever, we have to find
a roadblock.
A roadblock.
You want me to find another word? What? Come on, guys. You're being a little unreasonable at this point. And I just want you guys to if you ever go back and watch the reunion, every time I open my mouth, the villain music come on. So they really just changed the whole direction when I start opening my mouth. So
let me say this. Believe it or not, I'm gonna kind of come to Morgan's defense on this one a little bit. And I don't think she meant it maliciously when she said it to Marcia. Now, I understand why Marcia was offended by it. Like, look, I'm not no distraction, okay? I'm more than a distraction. And she was like, well, no shade, but I think Morgan has a little bit of a tiff with Marcia because of Tony's attention towards Marcia. So she kind of gives Marcia a little smoke. Okay, she tries to draw Marcia in as far as she almost wants to jostle with Marcia and wants to verbally box with Marcia. It's almost like establishing her quote unquote alpha female tendencies. The men do this. Tony did it with Lyndon. I think Marcia was doing the same thing with Marcia. She was trying to draw her into confrontation. Okay. And I understand why Marcia was offended. Like, look, I'm more than just a distraction. And then Morgan drops the bomb of, well, you looking like somebody's second choice. She couldn't wait to say that. She could not wait to have an opportunity to say that. Couldn't wait. And she got her opportunity. And, I don't necessarily think she said it necessarily maliciously, but all the stuff that was going on in the back of her head, she finally had a reason to let that go. Okay, to be, you somebody's second choice, sister. You behind me. I'm the alpha female. It's all ego. Same thing with Tony. It was all ego. But I don't ever think that Morgan is intentionally being disrespectful to women, because she loves women. She wants to be queen bee of the sisterhood. Okay? It's the men that she don't care about, and she don't give no F's, and probably won't apologize, even though she feel a way towards Marcia, because she was competing for the same guy. I still don't think that she maliciously did that. But now that we beefing, let me say all the stuff that was on my mind. You somebody's second choice, sister. I'm the alpha female in this situation. Everybody wants me. Know your place. Stay in your lane. That's what she said. Okay. Anyway, let's go in.
I said you would have been a distraction. Yeah. So.
I see comments in the chat, just to let you guys know, as you see on the screen. The only way that I'll bring your comments, if you want to have a comment, or if you want to say anything to the ladies, or if you have questions in order to be brought on the screen, make sure you put it in the super chat, guys. Okay, so my next question is for Jeffrey. When you said Black men do this every day, did you want to clarify? Because I know you came in the comments when I was doing my live one night, and you did talk about it. Did you want to elaborate and kind of explain to them what happened in that scenario?
No, I mean, I said what I said. I mean it. I think a lot of people are triggered by that, but that's just the very problem with the community, is people want to skim over the actual problem to focus on the irrelevance. So when I said that Black men do this every day on my side, my mic was actually turned down, which is why I posted that video to my page, because I'm like, they do this every day on my side. There's so many single moms that I know. I mean, I'm surrounded by single moms. So it's like, don't say that, don't say that. And it's like, no one else has had to talk about their children, or no one else really cared about anyone's children the way they cared about mine. It's because I was so vocal and loving, because they are everything to me. But no, I don't really want to elaborate on it. I said that and I meant that. It's not, you shouldn't take it. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. If you're a good father and you happen to be Black, you don't need to jump up and get offense. It's just like someone saying, all Black women are ignorant. I'm not going to jump up and argue with you unless I feel like I have some ignorance. I don't care. So if it's not, I feel like
it's ironic that Jeffrey used my example. She used my example of all Black women are ignorant. I said that in one of my other videos. I'm not saying she's watching my videos, but that was pretty specific. And she used the exact same example that I used. Here we go. Doubling down on what she said. Okay, I said what I said. All Black men do this. And it's complete bull. And I'm a tell you right now. If a man made a general statement about all Black women, everybody, including Jeffrey, would have a whole problem with it. Okay? A whole problem, not a half a problem. A whole problem. If Dre said all women are stupid, and he was sitting in that reunion, there would not been one Black woman that did not have a problem with that statement, including Jeffrey. But here's a woman who doesn't want to take accountability for nothing. She loves her kids. She's God-fearing. She has this halo image of herself. She views herself with a halo. Not sure where She got this image from, maybe guys were gassing her up, like Dre, calling her a saint and empress and things like that, gassing her up. She don't forget those acclamations and those, that admiration of her. But she don't hear any of the criticism. This woman is delusional, very delusional. Okay. She would have a whole problem if a man generalized all black women. But she's doubling down on what she said about black men. And these are the women that black men have to choose from. Pause. Let's go back in.
If you're triggered by that, you may need to do some, self-searching. I'm not sure.
Yeah, if you're triggered by that, do some soul searching. It's on you. It's not on me. I said what I said, but it's on you. It's not on me. I don't have to back down or double apologize for anything that I do or say. I'm a saint. Halo. How can you have a relationship with a person like that who can't admit when they're wrong? I'm going to give Morgan more credit than I am Jeffrey on this. At least Morgan can halfway admit when she's wrong or something, even if it's just with the women. Jeffrey is so far gone. She comes off more polite and more feminine, but she is even more lost than Morgan is. And Morgan is a psychopath. I don't know what Jeffrey is. Okay, I'm not a professional, but this woman is just ultimately delusional. I don't know what a word for that. If there's a psychiatrist, let me know what ultimate delusion is, what that term is, because that's what she is. This woman is so delusional. She may need a straitjacket. Is it schizophrenic? Might be schizophrenic. I don't know. But let's go in.
But yeah, I'm not taking the statement back.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Understood.
Morgan.
Absolutely.
So when we were actually on stage, I remember saying, and not y'all, but as a whole, it was just what I said after Jeffrey said, I'm like, not you guys, but as a whole, and I don't have I'm not on Google, I don't have the statistics, but I know that there's a lack of black fathers in the home. Whether they are in jail or dead or just absent, there's a lot of absent black fathers. Again, I'm very proud that I got a daddy. He right there in the house, but you're also dealing with the upper echelon of black people on this show too. No, we're not perfect, but you do get a different crowd. So hopefully that doesn't apply to any of the men that aren't ready to love.
First of all, it don't apply to any of the men that are on ready to love. All these men are taking care of their kids. Let's move on. Now let's talk about black men in general. But first, we have to distinguish some things. Being in relationships and being fathers. Those two are not the same thing. Just because a man is not in a relationship and under the same roof as his baby mama doesn't mean he's not there for his kids. Two totally different things. Are there a lack of black men in the household? Yes. Is that entirely the black men's fault? No. Some of you make it very difficult to be in a relationship with you. Exhibit A, Jeffrey and Morgan. A man can't maintain a relationship with neither one of these ladies. They can't. I'm talking about good guys. Andres, Tony's. Tony is questionable, but you know what I mean. The Lindens. You can't get a good guy like Linden to be in a relationship with you. You're not going to get much better than Linden. Mentality wise. He's a good guy. But Morgan wasn't attracted to him. She was attracted to Toxic. So the reason why men are not in the households with black men, since we're being specific, are not in the household with black women, is a black person problem, not a black man problem. Okay? You need to know how to co-parent, ladies. Jeffrey, you take me as a woman who is so delusional. You take me as a woman who really is not very compromising when you get upset about something. When you get upset about something, you can't talk to you. You're uncompromising. You're unforgiving. You're not understanding. You seem malicious. You seem vindictive. You don't take back nothing that you say. You don't admit your wrongs. How can a man live in a household with you like that? Yeah, black men do this. Why? Because we can't find partners who's going to be reasonable. It's not always our fault. Is it our fault sometimes? Yes. Is it our fault all the time? Hell to the no. And some women don't want a man in the household. Let's count those women. And some women just want whatever services or whatever they get from the government. Let's count those women. Some women want to date around. So they don't have just one man in a household. Some women don't even want to be in a relationship, period. I did a video on that. This chick said, I don't want nobody. I don't have the patience. Check that video out. This is what we have to deal with. We have to deal with some women, and I'm not going to make a general statement, but some women who are just not only not ready to love, but not ready to be a wife or be in a long-term relationship. They don't have the tools to sustain a long-term relationship. They only have the tools to thrive in the sisterhood. And the sisterhood is not for men. It's not. Men are not welcome. Men are not loved. Men are not respected. And when you're dealing with entitled women, I mean, look at Jeffrey right now. She looks very entitled. How am I supposed to stay in a relationship? You got 2 baby daddies, and none of them want to be a part of this because they know, I bet you, they find you very unreasonable. They're not going to want to stick around. Let's go back in.
But yeah, I feel like sometimes we need to be a little bit more open-minded and realistic. Yeah, as far as it happens every day, I guess that's not what you guys kind of rubbed y'all the wrong way. But I will say this: there is a lack of black fathers in households these days.
Yeah, and we all know it. It's one of those things where you want to find a reason. You already have put it in your mind of someone that you feel a certain way about. So you're like, yeah, wait, she said that. How could she say this? It's like, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and yet and still those same black men that I said that in front of will defend me and take up for me to this very day because they know who I am in real life.
Bullshit. Okay? Men ain't gonna defend you over that. Are you serious? What men is defending you with that derogatory statement towards them? That doesn't even make sense. Let me calm down, y'all. I'm a father. I have 5 kids. I took care of all my kids. Yeah, I had a lot of kids. It's how I do. Anyway, I took care of all of them. Don't owe child support to nobody. I was there for my kids as much as I could be. I noticed the system trying to, get me out of the household. The system trying to rob me of my funds. The system trying to keep me away from the kids. All the system can do to create this environment for me. I fought it, paid my child support, took care of my kids, loved on my kids, lived with my kids for a good while. I wasn't always a baby daddy. I was married for decades. Well, I don't want to say decades. It's kind of dating me, but I was married for a while. So I was a husband, okay, taking care of my kids. What bothers me is that if you say all black women are bad mothers, you're gonna have a reaction. And what Jeffrey is saying is pretty much all black men are bad fathers. And that's complete bullshit. It's offensive, and she's doubling down on it. This woman has a halo image of herself, and she is so delusional, it is disgusting. She is so delusional. Talking about men will back her for saying this. What idiot is going to back her with this? Maybe because I took care of my kids. Maybe because I was there in the house. Maybe because my parents were married for 50 years. Okay, maybe my stuff is anecdotal. But I don't come from that. From my grandfathers to me. We all took care of our kids. Everybody I know, all my brothers, even my cousins. I don't even see this as an example in the real world. Now, I'm not saying that there's not men there, but guess what? Takes 2 to stay in a relationship. Who do the kids normally go to? The mother. So if you want more fathers in the household, be more reasonable to stay with. And I'm not saying that there's not some bums out there. There are some guys out there that don't take care of their kids, and F them. Okay? Because I don't guys who don't take care of their kids. You plant a seed, you water it, period. You take care of your kids. But being in a relationship and being a good father is 2 different things. So let's kill the noise of men being bad fathers. I take offense to that. And any guy who backing Jeffrey up, you're a simp. I don't even believe that there is any guys backing her up. I think she just making this stuff up because she got this halo effect about herself. Anyway, let's go back in.
Hi, shout out to Tony, shout out to Lyndon. You guys have to not take things so figuratively. You guys only get a small percentage, which is why these interviews mean the world. Because you can get a little bit more of who we are and understand a little bit more. since everything couldn't make the air.
Look, she got this halo of image about herself.
Morgan, do you think that your ex still has feelings for you?
Oh boy. Damn.
And you know my next question when it comes back to you is going to be about the Nair.
So I'll say this. Junior and we have a pretty, we're cool. I don't talk to him every day. I don't talk to him every week, but we keep in touch. Hey, how you doing? I think if things may have played out differently in our relationship, then perhaps. But again, we're talking about, 4 or 5 years ago. So, I mean, I'm sure he would entertain it if I was willing to, but I'm not willing to. Love you, Junior.
Hey, Junior.
So since we're already talking, not to give Morgan 2 questions back to back, but even though you and your ex moved past the Nair situation, do you have any remorse?
I mean, do I have any remorse?
Before she answers, remember, I already diagnosed her as a psychopath. Remorse is something psychopaths don't have the capability of feeling. Now, you might say, oh, well, she had it for Marcia. Okay, well, maybe she's a half psychopath towards men. I don't know. But let's see what she say, because she might be remorseful. Let's see.
No.
You're like, do you feel bad? You're like, dang, I wish I would.
No remorse.
Did that,
No.
No remorse.
First of all, let me just say this. Let me just say one thing, guys. You think Junior was the only one that I could have brought on this show? It was a reason. I knew it was gonna come out. Dare I say I wanted it to.
She wanted it to come out. Why? Why would you want psychopathic behaviors to come out? He was the one that you brung on the show. My guess is he's probably, even though you put Nair in his hair, he's probably the one you did the least to. I'm sure you probably did some worse stuff to some other guys. He's the one you did the least to. Because I bet you all your other exes are bitter. So don't try to say, oh, well, I could have brung the nice guy on the show. Bull. There is no ex that you got that got some kind words to say about you, Morgan. You're not going to sell me that BS. Let's go in.
Yeah, we moved past it. I think I said sorry. at the time or a few days after. But ultimately, I won't say, nobody deserves it, but it's not like my actions came from out of nowhere. If I wasn't sorry then, I just will say again, I won't ever do that again to anyone. And this is the thing, right? So none of y'all never had no crazy moments. None of y'all ain't never.
You notice that how when it comes to the guys, she just say she don't say sorry. She say, I just won't ever do that again. Like with Blake, she said, I know I called him cancer. I just won't ever do that again. But I can't really say I'm sorry for it. She probably fake apologized to Blake, but to the audience, the viewing audience, the public, for whatever reason, just part of the sisterhood, she don't want to say she was sorry to the public. I just promise I won't ever call anybody cancerous again. With Junior, put Nair in his hair. I can't say that I was sorry, but I won't ever do that again. It's with the men, she have a hard time being remorseful. It's with the women, she can see herself in some of the other women. It's part of being a sisterhood, right? But with the men, F them. I did what I did. I said what I said. Probably won't do it again. because of how it looks to everybody else. But I had no remorse when I did it. When I got done doing it, I was satisfied. I was mentally satisfied. I got a kick out of it, actually. But I know how it looks, so I probably won't do it again. I just get my kicks another way. You know. These are the women we have to choose from.
Had no crazy moments where this man just took the last little piece of you and now you ready for war. So again, as I said on a previous interview, I normally walk away, you know, carry my little heart, mend it on up and go on about my merry little way. But with Junior, I felt like I warned him in enough time in advance, like, this ain't what you want. Let's just keep it like that. So again, we laughed. His friends laugh, I laugh. It's still funny to this day. Again, I just think you guys have to know Morgan. And you know, we just probably live in two different worlds where, you know, it was a prank. It was a prank, and he didn't get hurt. He just lost his hair.
How can you try
Sabrina,
to justify
you mad?
that?
Sabrina, you think I'm crazy?
Now, I have done some crazy-ish in my life.
We gotta hear one thing. We gotta hear one thing. Everybody share a report.
I mean, I was being very creative. I had to be very creative with that one.
You said
but y'all don't hold me to it. It was years ago.
Yeah.
So I personally, because to me, I've never done like anything physical to anyone, just because I've always been scared to hurt someone. But I have done some crazy stuff. I know Jeffrey said everyone share, even though that this is y'all's interview, I will share that my man was cheating on me. He was at the Super 8 motel with one of the hoes, and the Super 8 motel, they used to have this big glass pane window, and he didn't want to open up the door, so I just kicked my way through, you know. But I mean, I just felt like but other than that, like, I ain't hurt him, you know what I'm saying? I was just trying to let him know, like, the door is not gonna keep me from you. Like,
you're a novice.
Oh man.
You're a novice. Novice. You're a novice, Sabrina.
Yeah, but
Let me teach you a thing or two.
I would be scared. I would be scared too. I don't, because I love people even when I'm mad at them. So I don't know. I don't. Oh,
I love them.
That's because you're normal, Sabrina. You're normal. You're not a psychopath. Okay? You're talking to one, but you're not one yourself. Normal people love other people. Wouldn't try to put harm on them, do harm to them. But psychopaths, they do harm to others and have no remorse about it. Okay? Let's go back in.
Yeah. I don't think I could have done the Nair thing. I don't think I could have done anything like that.
Listen, I've never done anything to the equivalent before that or after that at a moment.
I don't believe that.
So do you feel like if someone did something crazy to you that, you know, set you off, that you would do something to that level again? Like if they really, like if they did something to you and you like, no. I'm gonna get you back. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you're past that.
No,
that was
growth.
when you were younger, like you said.
Growth. Yeah, growth. I wouldn't do it again. I might figure out something else creative to do, but it won't be that. No more physical harm. We won't do that anymore. And it wasn't physical. His hair just came out. My gosh, people, it grew back. He didn't get burnt.
Morgan, he could have had an allergic reaction. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it still could have been.
You guys,
what if it did turn out bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, his hair, like,
to Nair, an allergic reaction to Nair.
What if he would have would someone put Nair in your hair? How would you have felt?
Oh, he would have been in jail.
See, now when it's her, you know, it's a whole problem. He will be in jail. So, by your own definition, you should be in jail. What's good for the goose, good for the gander, right? But since it happened to him, and I don't care about men, it was a prank. It's a joke. No man can put Nair in a woman's hair, have it all fall out, call it a prank, and all the women laugh about it. All the men laugh about it. Even men would get on men if they did that to a woman. But when women talk to other women, it's all smiles. It's all laughter. You know, I don't know. This sisterhood stuff really gets me tight, man, because women are not really fair. They're not fair at all. And this is why men are really sick and tired. This is how Kevin Samuels got to be so big. Because men are tired of this double standard BS. They're just tired of it. Women can't hold themselves accountable. Women can't take things that other women do offensively. I mean, Sabrina has some sense about it being, a bit disturbing, but she's not really holding her accountable. It's laughter all over the place. I don't care what the scenario is. If a man put Nair in her hair, there will be no laughs. There will be no smiles. There will be no jokes told. And if he went to jail for doing that, both women and men would say, good, put him behind bars. But because it's a woman, we get jokes. We got to stop this, man. We got to stop this. And you wonder why men are tripping. You wonder why men are detracting. This is what we have to choose from. It's not a good selection. You wonder why men aren't in the households. Well, Jeffrey, men are not in the households because we got to worry about losing our hair. And you laughing about it afterwards. Let's go in.
I can't. Oh my God, we got to get back to the questions because I know when Jeffrey was like, "You got 30 minutes." I'm trying to get the questions. I know, and we're past it, so I'm trying to get the questions in. Okay, Jeffrey, you said that Dre ghosted you, but Dre actually said when he was backstage that you ghosted him. Was that true? Like, what happened in that situation?
Well, so just follow up what I said earlier when I said that we went to the dinner and he kind of basically said, hey, let's basically just kind of, after the dinner from hell, I always tell my sister, I'm like, it was the dinner from hell. After that, he was just like, hey, like, I don't want it to end here. Like, I know this is, like, I want to continue talking, but, like, let's just take our time. And for me, I just felt like that doesn't align with me. Like, it doesn't make any sense to talk like we're teenagers, barely see each other, barely talk. So it just kind of fizzled out. And I didn't talk to Dre. And then, like, again, a week before the reunion, he's like, hi, Jeffrey. And I'm just like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah. So I think he probably wanted to talk and kind of smooth things over. He has a lot of good traits about him. But as far as when it comes to me, the part where the trust was really broken is sitting at that reunion and hearing him come up with an elaborate, that tore me down. And like, they cut out so much. They showed Morgan, because everybody there was privy to this. Morgan's getting upset. We're like, what are you talking about? Like, you have never interacted. You're not going to interact with my exes because they're not around. They're not in their kids' lives. You don't have any. I didn't know where he was getting this from. So he was just trying to figure out a way to just say something. So for me, that's, a date with my children. If it's not that, so I'm like, what? So the conversation that me and him had there actually grew up bigger, but they had to cut it down because I kind of explained what I'm explaining to you guys now.
Yeah, understood. Okay.
I don't know what that was with him and Mark Anthony. We just stopped talking.
Yeah. Okay. Morgan, are you still dating Scene Tony?
Tony and I are not dating. That picture that he posted, again, that was from the day before, the 2 days before the final scene. That's why I reposted it, but I'm so toxic. Yeah, so we're not dating. I don't have a strong disdain for him like I did at the reunion. But no, we don't date.
Do y'all communicate at all?
From time to time.
Okay. Jeffrey, Valerie would like to know, biblical husband, how did Dre meet that criteria?
Oh my gosh. Hi, Valerie, first of all. Over time, again, you guys only get such a small time. But on and off camera, I mean, this is a man that I prayed with, consistently. We, shared the same values and what we wanted for family. Everything aligned. So when you get the biblical husband, for me, in my opinion, is someone that you haven't been, romantically involved with that way. Someone that you're building with on the biblical alignment. So that's why I kind of titled him that, because it wasn't a superficial, hey, let's meet, we like each other and smash and dash. Like, no, he respected me so much, which is why you see him speaking so highly of me. It was like I would walk in the room and he would literally roll down the red carpet. And I think, a lot of people did not, they probably like, well, why, it's like you can't help what is, I can't help anything. I'm just coming in, I'm dating, and, he got that because he showed me in every way. So guys, honestly, this was a big shot. I didn't see me and Dre not working out until that dinner from hell. I don't know if maybe people got in his ear. I think honestly, Dre kind of strikes me as the kind of man that needs validation from others for him to confirm his decision. But unfortunately, you miss out on your biblical wife that way. I want someone.
Okay. Now, this is something I would actually have to halfway agree with Jeffrey on about Andre. And that is that Andre needs validation from other people. I do think that, his family, his friends do have a heavy influence on him. His sister, he probably told his sister the situation with Jeffrey. She probably influenced him to not continue speaking to this woman. He wasn't getting enough validation from Cynthia, which is why I don't think he went the Cynthia route. He is a validation driven type of guy. He was getting a healthy dose of validation from Jeffrey, which is why he was going the Jeffrey route. So in that instance, I would actually probably agree with her that he is a validation driven type of guy, and not just validation, but guidance too. He looks for guidance. He looks for social cues and looks for those type of things to kind of move. He wants to. He's a guy who wants to be loved, accepted. He's a guy who wants to make a lot of people happy. He wants to. he doesn't take me as a rock the boat type of guy, but he does have a sense of pride too. So, you take a person who has a sense of pride and but wants to be loved and liked and guided and validated, and you have Andre. I mean, still a nice guy and all. I like Dre. I think he's a pretty cool type of brother. But when she said he does need that validation, I would actually agree with Jeffrey on that. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just a part of his personality. Let's go in.
That's able to make decisions without needing the yes, go ahead, this is the best thing for you, especially at our ages. I didn't expect that. So I think it just came down to him needing validation from others, and not being true to himself.
Yeah, understood. Okay, let me take that off. And this is my
Guys,
last.
I'm sorry, Sabrina.
Yes.
I probably got time for one more because my store closes at 9. I think they about to put me out of here.
Oh,
So,
no.
Yeah, if I gotta go. Yeah.
Okay. Last question. Let me get a good one. Have either one of y'all ever been to therapy or currently in therapy? And if not, would you ever think of going to therapy?
For me, I don't see a problem with therapy for anybody. I think it's very healthy. But my therapy, first of all, I know this sounds cliche, is Jesus and God. That's my therapy. Prayer is my therapy for me personally. A lot of times I can sit in front of somebody that's supposed to be helping me, and then I notice something about them, and I'm like, well, how was your day? I end up counseling them. It's just
This woman, I'm going to tell you, why am I not surprised? Some might say, well, what's wrong with that, Mike? Jesus is her counselor. And I would say that's because Jesus cannot hold her accountable. This woman refuses to be held accountable for anything. It's always good to rely on Jesus. He's never going to judge you. He's never going to hold you accountable. He's never going to make you look within yourself. Why am I not surprised, Jeffrey? Why am I not surprised? You need a whole bunch of counseling, professional counseling. Someone that can hold you accountable, make you look from within, make you grow mentally, because you are stagnant, you're stuck. You have a halo effect about yourself. You think you have a halo. Go get some real counseling and stop playing. Jesus is not a counselor. And that's just being real. And I'm not trying to, disrespect anybody's religion or their savior. But let's do it the adult way. Okay, where there is some, it can be measured. Your progress can be measured by a professional. That's why they exist. Okay, psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists, whatever. They can diagnose and hold you accountable. Religion is not a substitute for therapy. And the only reason you're using it as a substitute, Jeffrey, is because you don't ever want to be held accountable for shit. Grow up. I would say grow the F up. That's what you need to do.
The demeanor that I have, and I'm always trying to help someone.
Halo
I'm just
effect.
naturally that way, but I think therapy is a beautiful thing.
Well, go get it then.
It's an amazing thing. People shouldn't feel bad about going.
Well, go get it.
Into therapy at all. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Morgan, real quick.
I have been in therapy before. I'm not currently, but I'm going to.
Sounds good.
I don't
I
think
love
there's anything wrong with therapy. There's no shame in saying that you're going to therapy. Probably
Yeah.
not for what y'all think I need to go to therapy for. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with going to therapy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, I've been very hard on Morgan, and I would say everything that I've been hard on Morgan for, rightfully so. She deserves it. But she is more workable than Jeffrey. The ironic part is I viewed Jeffrey when the season first started as a beautiful woman. I am so far from that right now. It is pathetic. After all that Morgan has done, I have more hope for Morgan. And Morgan is a psychopath, by the way. I don't know what Jeffrey is. I have more hope for Morgan than I do Jeffrey. A woman with 3 kids, Crohn's disease, a halo effect that takes zero accountability for anything that she does and always sees the blame in other people. As beautiful as she is on the outside, this woman is going to die alone. Maybe she'll have her kids by her bedside. But she needs to stop dating. Only way I would say she would be ready for dating is if she actually agreed to see a therapist. And she's not going to do that because she don't want to take accountability. Morgan, I think she's a psychopath. She said she'll go to therapy for stuff that we don't know about. But I think Morgan has a disdain for men. And I think the therapists need to work to find out why that is. And get her out of these psychopathic ways, if they could. I don't even know if you can cure I don't even know if that could be cured. But I do know that she seems more workable and a little, not a whole lot, more reasonable than Jeffrey. They're both crazy though. And these are the women we have to choose from. It's no wonder a lot of men are not in the household. All that being said, hit the like, share, and subscribe. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.